you guys? Welcome back. It is finally October. I am so excited. October is my favorite month. It's my birthday month. It's Halloween. It's spooky season. It's the beginning of fall. It genuinely cannot get better than the month of October, okay? Oh, my absolute favorite. I actually got my birthday present early this year. My husband got me a chinchilla. His name is Gizmo because you can't get chinchillas wet, and he's basically a gremlin. He's the cutest thing ever though. I post about him pretty frequently over in my Instagram stories, so if you're curious, head over there and check it out. He's adorable. Today, we are going to be doing a September favorites and fails video. I've been talking for a while about how I want to start doing like monthly favorites and fails videos, and then I never do. But here we are. I'm doing it now, okay? You guys have mentioned a few times that you want to see favorites and fails videos from me. I don't know. I feel like I fail at favorites and fails videos. Like, I just never feel like I make them super interesting. So let me know down below if you want me to continue this, but this is what we're doing today. And we're just gonna jump into it because I actually have some standout products this time. I have some favorites. I have one fail, I think. And then I feel like if I do end up continuing this, at the very end, I'm going to talk about my favorite books of the month. Because I read a lot, I have a Kindle, so that's pretty much what I do in my spare time. And I am like I'm a speed reader, so I read really fast. And so I get through books really fast. And so I read a lot every month. So I tend to have like a couple favorites at the end of every month, so we'll talk about that at the very end. If you're interested, stick around, but we're gonna jump into the beauty products first because that's what we're here for. So the first products that I want to talk about, I've talked about the first one quite a bit. It's the Bumble and Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil Primer. This, you guys, I've still been loving, and I'm using this one and then a different one right now, like kind of back and forth, but you can see this is like almost empty. And this is a product that I've raved about before because this is my holy grail heat protectant primer product. This is one of those products that I ran out of like heat protectants, and I literally went out and bought this full price, which if you follow along, I do not do. So that should go to show you how much I like this, but I love it. It smells good. It protects my hair pretty decently, I think, and I feel like when I use this, my frizz levels go down a little bit, and it genuinely is just one of the best heat protectants out there that I found. This would be my holy grail. I cannot speak highly enough of this, and if you haven't tried it, I strongly recommend it. Nothing beats this in my opinion. But so I've been using this, and then I had pulled this out just because I don't really have like a category in my hair care for products like this. So I was like, I should probably go ahead and just like try to use that up. And oh my goodness, this is the Bumble and Bumble BB Curl Reactivator. This is for revived, re-energized, and re-moisturized curls. So you're supposed to spray throughout damp and dry hair and then style with your fingers, but it revives, reactivates, and recharges uninspired curls on day 1, 2, 3, and beyond. So literally what I do is when I do like my hair and I curl it, then on the second day I'll just kind of brush through it and then spray this through, and it doesn't give me like perfect curls because it is second day hair, but it works much better. And I've used a couple of other products like this and none of them have worked anywhere as close to as good as this one does. And again, it's still not perfect, right? But I have been loving this because this gets me as close to first day curls as I have found. I don't know how y'all are doing all the second day hair, but I don't heat style my hair on the second day. That could be the difference. But it works really well, especially if you don't want to go through all the effort of like reheat styling. And I think I'm thinking I'm gonna have to, because my hair on the second day is just trash. My hair on the first day is not the greatest thing in the world. My hair on the second day is trash. So this is good though. I've really been enjoying it because it really just makes my hair look not like hot garbage. You know, it works well. I like this. This I might actually end up repurchasing, and this was like I said, it was a category that I don't even use regularly in my hair care. So I've just tried a couple here and there that I stumbled across, and it works pretty damn well. Since we're talking about hair, I'm gonna go ahead and mention this just while we're still on this subject. The Bedhead, this is the Rock and Roller Bubble Wand. This is amazing. This is seriously probably one of my favorite hair tools at the moment. It is so nice. Like today I used it and then I brushed through my hair and it kind of gave me like these waves. I love that. But the last few days, videos, TikToks, things like that. I've been using this and not brushing through it, and it gives me the cutest, like piecey, messy rocker vibe, and I'm obsessed with it. This seriously is one of my favorite hair tools, and I like the fact that I can do like a couple of different hair looks with it depending on what I'm going for. This. And I had no idea, and I like this so much that I ended up getting the Curly Pops from Bedhead. I have it sitting over there. And I haven't tried it yet, but it's, again, it's shaped like really weird up here. But this is, the shape of this makes like those piecey pieces or the waves perfectly. And it's so wonderful. So yes, this has been a huge favorite of mine. I cannot stop using it now that I've started again, and it's freaking great. Okay, moving on from hair care. I did this eye look a couple weeks ago, and I don't remember what my plan was, but I think I kept messing up the eye look I was originally doing. So finally I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do like a very simple whatever eye look and move on with my life. And I had done like a little bit of powder in my crease, and then I went in with this. This is the Milk eye pigment in After Party. Oh, I forgot how much I liked these. This is a total like product revisited. I have this one, and then I have like a champagne-y shade that I don't remember what it's called, but this seriously is such a cool pigment, and I used to love these, and then, you know, they just kind of got left behind. Look at how pretty that is. These blend out so beautifully, and they're so pigmented and creamy. They are so creamy, you guys. It's just so beautiful, and I totally forgot how much I liked these until I happened to pull it out just to use in the moment, and oh, total love unlocked. I cannot believe I ever forgot about these. These are so good. And I know that they were like super popular when they first came out, and they come in like a huge variety of colors. I actually only have a couple of neutrals, which is surprising for me, but they are gorgeous. And if you have not tried these, here is my urge. You need to try these. They are so fabulous, and they're so easy to blend out. Even if you're using just like a regular eyeshadow brush, they blend out like a freaking dream. They are perfect for beginners. They are just they're so pretty. Oh my god. I have a couple of other makeup products, but I also have a couple of like skincare products. I have to mention this. This is the Good Molecules Instant Cleansing Balm. I was using, this is like a little 0.81 ounce size. I was using this for the Shop My Samples project, but I have a couple of these in the full size. That's how I got the mini, because I got the full size and they had like a special going on where they would give the mini too. So I have a couple minis that I'm working through, and then I have the full sizes. You guys, I've raved about the Farmacy Green Clean forever, and it's like $24, and I was like, I don't really want to pay that though. Like that's, I'm priced out of that, bro. So I've been kind of playing around with other cleansing balms, trying to find like a cheaper alternative. Oh, this is seriously just as good as the Farmacy Green Clean for like a fraction of the price. This is the mini. The full size of this is $15, so it's cheaper, right? Much more affordable. It is a cruelty-free brand, and this, seriously, it works just as well as the Farmacy Green Clean. So this is an empty mini, but I had to give this an honorable mention. I'm not using a full size right now. I'm trying to work through some of my Ulta Beauty ones that I got for like 20 cents on mega clearance, but this is probably what I'm gonna switch to. If I ever use up all of the cleansing balms that I currently have and I have to go out and buy one, I'm probably gonna pick this over the Farmacy Green Clean because it's more affordable. And I feel like it's a little, I don't think it's easier to get because Good Molecules isn't sold at as many places as Farmacy is, but it's easy to get because it's sold at Ulta, and it's cheaper. And it works just as good. It works just as good. Oh, my internal struggle with cleansing balms over here. Okay, and I have to mention this. So I've been working through some of my masks, and I've been trying to stick to my skincare routine, and it's kind of been going okay, but I've been using this for the past couple, I do a mask like every other day, so for the past, few nights. And this is the Kinship Mint Mud Deep Pore Detox Mask. First of all, I love Kinship. Oh, their products are so good. But you guys, this mask, unfreaking believable. So first of all, I love the shade. It's this gorgeous green shade. Beautiful, so aesthetically pleasing. This mask though, oh my goodness, I put this on and it goes on, very nice, and it's a cream and it smooths out nicely and it's great. And then you're supposed to wait for it to dry down and then remove it. Oh my goodness. When this started to dry down, I didn't know what to expect. Like the first time that I had used this, I didn't know what to expect because obviously I hadn't used it yet. And when it first dried down, I couldn't move my face anymore, right? Because it's like a mud mask. And I don't know why I have not used a mud mask in quite a while. They've been primarily wash off or peel off masks, and mud masks have kind of just been pushed to the wayside, and I forgot why I love mud masks so freaking much. But I could not move my face, and when I went to go rinse it off, oh, my skin felt like I had taken one of those like extraction tools and just sucked everything out of my pores. It was unbelievable. Phenomenal. This is such a good mask, and so I've been using it, and every time it's that same feeling, and my skin feels so clean and so just pure afterwards. Oh, it's a good one. So this has been my favorite mask, and I haven't been using anything else but this since I started using this because it is so good. I freaking love it. Love it. I have one more skincare product and then the rest is makeup. I had to mention these, and I mentioned this in my empties video. These are the Good Molecules Caffeine Energizing Hydrogel Eye Patches. So first of all, you get 30 pairs in here. It's 60 patches. It retails for $18. And again, if y'all have been watching me, my eternal struggle with eye patches is you get about a month's supply in a tub like this, and I use a pair every day when I'm doing my makeup. But like normally they're like 50 bucks, and I can't do that. So $18, if I have to pay full price for it, is much more on par with my comfortability, and these are actually really good. So you get a little spatula with it, which is great. These are what I've been using in the mornings, so mine is of course like half full, but these are so thick. They don't seem like it just like at first glance. They're clear and they don't seem like super thick, but if you compare these to like the Generation Skin ones that I normally use, they are so much thicker than that, and they stay. And again, I mentioned in that empties video that I did that the Generation Skin ones tend to kind of slip and slide down my face. These stay, and you have to like peel them off, and that is what I want. They just have a better texture and a better staying ability than the Generation Skin ones, and I love the Generation Skin ones, but these are so good. And again, I'd like to point out that these are $18, so they're way more affordable than the Generation Skin ones. So if the day ever comes when I run out of my eye patches and there are no boxy sales or anything like that, and I don't have a back stock, this is going to be what I buy. These are, as far as I have tried thus in my life, these are the holy grail eye patches. They're so good. I have been loving Good Molecules, if you can't tell. Like, it is stand-up skincare at really affordable pricing, and I freaking love it. And if you're looking to stock up on Good Molecules, wait until Beautylish has their gift card event where like every $100 you spend, you get a $20 gift card. That's normally when they have a lot of really good gift with purchases too, and you can kind of stack the deals, and that's what I do, and you save a ton of money. I also, really quickly, I know, if y'all watched that deodorant video that I did, and I mentioned this briefly on Instagram a couple weeks ago too, but I did that whole video where I was trying out a bunch of natural deodorants, and there were a couple of good ones, but couldn't really find one I liked. I had some native deodorants that I think I got like right after I filmed that video to try out, and I have like a whole bunch of different scents. This is the one that I happen to be almost done with. This is Blackberry and Plum. This is it. This is the holy grail natural deodorant that I found. I love this. First of all, the Blackberry and Plum smells amazing. I have, like, all the other ones that I have are in different scents, and I haven't smelled them all yet. This just happened to be the first one that I tried, but this one actually works. This works the best of natural deodorants that I've been able to find, and this is the one, yes. So I don't know when my trek into natural deodorants is completely over and I've used up all of the ones that I bought to try out. I don't know if I plan on sticking with natural deodorants, but if I do, it's gonna be the Native brand. This is the one that I feel like I always hear talked about, and I finally understand why. This, if you're looking for natural, this is what you want. Okay, a couple more makeup. If you guys saw, I feel like so much of this stuff stems from previous videos. The Too Faced video I did, the redo of the full face of Too Faced, and then trying out like the Clover collection and all that jazz. These Melted Matte, Liquefied Matte Longwear lipsticks in Clover 2 and Clover 3, Melted Clover 2 and Melted Clover 3, are the prettiest shades. I love these so much, and I've always liked the formula of these lipsticks. I do find that they tend to go off quickly, but that's okay because these are gorgeous. Like, these are so pretty, and I love both of them almost equally. They're like my dream nudes. So I had to give them like an honorable mention here because they are seriously so gorgeous, and I cannot I cannot believe it took me so long to pick up these shades, and I talked about it, like why it did, etc, in that video. So if you're interested, I'll link it up below. I'll link it up above. But these are gorgeous. I love these so much, and I'm so happy that I finally bit the bullet and got them. And also, this one, it wasn't going to be a favorite. It wasn't going to be, because I didn't like it. But I got to thinking about it, and I do like it. I just don't like it for why I originally thought I was going to like it. Okay, the Dominique Cosmetics Transition Palette. So I got this, when it came out, I was like, oh my god, that is such a great idea. I love that. I need to have it in my life. And then it came out, and I think I ended up purchasing it like full price when it came out, around the time that it came out. And then later on, it was a freaking boxy choice, and I was so upset about it because of course I already bought one and I paid full price for it, and you know, stupid. But whatever, because I was still so thrilled about it. And then it's actually in my Shop My Stash right now, and so I've been playing around with it. And originally, the whole point of this palette is it's supposed to be like an all-in-one. You can use it for all of your powder face makeup, you can use it as an eyeshadow palette, you can use it for kind of everything, right? And you can kind of see the shades are all matte. It's a neutral as shit palette because it's meant to be used the way that I just said, right? So I went into it thinking about it like that. And I've used some of the shades, like I used Natural as a face powder. I've used Toffee as like a contour bronze shade. I've used Soft and Sweet and Blushing as blushes, etc, right? And I didn't like it. Like, I was like, okay, I mean, I feel like there's so many shades in here though that unless I just use it as eyeshadow, I'm not gonna be able to use it. And there's not really like a highlight shade, you know, like if you're gonna use these kind of as the highlight under your contour, that could work. But as far as like the highlight, there's not really a highlight shade in here. But then I got to thinking about it, and I have been reaching for this a lot this round, but not in the way that I thought I was going to. I don't really like it as a face palette, but as an eyeshadow palette. So, and I brought this over as an example. This is the Queen by Eloise palette. This is one of my palettes for this week, one of my eyeshadow palettes. And so I've been using it quite a bit. I'm using it today actually, and I love this palette. It's so pretty. But the transition shades, like these are the lightest. And sometimes I want something a little bit lighter than that. There's also not really just a plain matte shade that I can use to blend out. There's not a plain matte shade that I can use to set my eye primer. And it's just kind of, I love this palette, it's so pretty, but it is kind of missing some of the key shades that I need. So I've been reaching for this the entire time, and I've always talked about that. I just wish sometimes that there was just a palette that just came with like basic shades for the palettes that don't have them in it, right? Because originally I was pulling out my Too Faced Born This Way Natural Nudes palette, and I was using the Swan shade to set my eye primer with. But then I was like, I already have this one out, I'm just gonna go ahead and reach for this. And then these shades right here are perfect to use as a transition shade. So short story long, I think I'm just gonna take this palette and put it in my eyeshadow palettes, and I'm just gonna use it as just like a transitional eyeshadow palette for the shades that, like, you know, sometimes I just need a black eyeshadow and I have to go like hunting around for one. And this just has literally all of my base eyeshadows that I could need. And I think I'm just going to switch my way of viewing this palette. And if I do that, I really like this because it's been working out really great for me. Just, again, not in the way that I originally thought it would. And I think that that's like the key difference in my line of thinking, because originally I was like, I don't really like this palette, but I do in a different way. So it turned out to be a favorite unexpectedly, and it's good. I like it. So if you are like me and you're not really like a single shadow person, but you want just a palette of basics, this is a good palette of basics. It really is. Alright, I'll leave a link down below if you're interested. It's a good palette. I like it. Okay, so as far as beauty goes, I have one fail, and then I'm going to talk about movies, TV shows, and books. So if you're interested, that'll come in just a second. Let's talk about the fail. This is the IGK FOMO. It is the Moonrock Holographic Hair Foam. Okay, so when I do specific makeup looks or certain makeup looks, sometimes I like to do things to my hair too. It's just, you know, you gotta have fun with it, and I like doing that. The issue is a lot of these products that do things to your hair, I don't like. Y'all remember that Drybar like rose gold shimmer spray that I had? I really wanted to like it, but it wasn't just like, I just wanted like a light shimmer so when the sunlight hit my hair, you could see the shimmer in it. And it was just like this spray paint rose gold with chunky glitter. It didn't turn out well. So I picked up a couple during a Boxy pop-up sale, a couple of different like fun hair care products to try out. I started to use this one, and I don't know, I think I might go ahead and pass this along to someone else. I don't like it. So it's a holographic foam. You can kind of see like the coloring of it right here, but it's very difficult to use. So it says that you create holographic hair with this shade shifting glitter packed foam that goes from pink to teal as your hair moves in the light. That is true. And it comes out like a mousse does, right? And so that's kind of how I was applying it. It was like a mousse. The issue though is it like hardens, and then you just have like these chunks of this holographic in your hair, but it never, like, I cannot get it to look like cute and natural, like a spray on glitter or anything like that. And so I hate this. And I've used this 3 or 4 times at this point. At one point I let my daughter use it because, you know, she wanted pink hair too. It went much better on her. But I think that partially was because I was able to style it quicker. It just dries down too fast, and I don't like the way it makes my hair look. So this, I think I am going to go ahead and pass along because I cannot make it work for me, and I'm honestly just kind of tired of trying. This was definitely a fail. I do not like this. So I'm still hunting for something that makes my hair look cute and fun and colorful. So movies, TV shows, and books. I keep wanting to say music, but I'm not going to talk about music because we'd be here all day long. Okay, so movies. We recently watched F9, and I feel like I need to say this. I hated it. My husband liked it. Here's the thing. I feel like they've gotten so convoluted with the plot line, and I really don't understand where they're going. They're gonna make an F10 and an F11 too. And I'm talking about the Fast and Furious franchise, if you don't follow it. But so F9 was just weird. I didn't like it. I feel like so much of the plot line went against everything we've learned about these characters. And I don't want to give away any spoilers, but someone comes back, okay? And it was my favorite character out of the entire series, but he shouldn't have come back. Like, it makes everything else make no sense at all. And it just, so I didn't like F9. I'm gonna watch F10 and F11 obviously because I'm already this invested, but I didn't like F9, and I'm really, he better be an F10. Like, that's the only reason I even want to watch it at this point. So I don't recommend it. Okay, so I have a Goodreads account. I'll link the Goodreads account down below if you're curious. That's where everything I read is. Don't judge me for what I read, okay? I started reading at a young age, and then as I got older I started reading the YA books, right? Paper Towns and all that jazz. And then 50 Shades of Grey came out and it kind of went off rails, right? Like everybody was like, what? And that kind of launched the NA genre, right, which is new adult, which tends to focus on characters that are, you know, like 22, 23-ish to like 35-ish, and they're good books, right? I read romance, they're good books. And then it kind of got weird because I started following Book Talk, and Book Talk tends to, I don't know if it's just the section of Book Talk that I'm on or what, but all of the books that I've got recommended to me are the spicy books, okay? And if you know, you know. The Madison Kate series, one of the best series ever. And I know, but reading is about enjoyment, you guys. I make no apologies for my interests. The Madison Kate series was phenomenal. Anyways, so I read a lot, and you can see what I read on my Goodreads, and I have no shame over it. Okay, because I enjoy it. There have been some good books that I've read this month, actually. Read the Fighting on the Ropes, the On the Ropes series. It was good. Up until the third one. The third one lost me, and it's a trilogy. The third one lost me, completely lost my interest. The first one was phenomenal, so good. I cried like a baby. Oh my god. I strongly, strongly recommend. It's called, the first one is called Fighting Silence. It is so freaking good. And then the second one was Fighting Shadows. That one was pretty good. It wasn't as good as the first one, but it was so much better than the third one. I liked that one. I read a lot of books that I haven't liked, and like there are some that I just don't, I didn't even finish. And so my Goodreads is tailored to me. So the only books that I rate are the ones that I would be okay with like rereading, right? The ones that I enjoyed so much that I would want to reread that story, you know, when you find those books. And so there aren't many that I've rated, but I did rate a couple this month. I rated Happily Letter After, which I don't know for sure if I would reread that, but it was good. It was about this girl who works for a magazine, and she ends up getting this letter from this little girl because she does a Santa article, and so she got this letter from this little girl, and she starts like making this little girl's wishes come true, and then she goes to their house and meets her dad, and like the whole thing just becomes this huge mystery. And it was a nice story. I don't know if I'd end up rereading it, but I rated it 5 stars. I don't know. And then there were some other ones that I read. I really liked The Fall Up by Ali Martinez. I did not rate that 5 stars because it was one of those ones that like, it started out so sad and there was so much sadness in it that even though I enjoyed the book, I would not read it again, if that makes sense. So I liked it. I loved the story, but I don't want to reread it. The only other one that like I really loved was called Hate Notes, and that one, it's like an enemies to lovers trope, but it's not. I feel like enemies to lovers can really get obnoxious where like people are just downright cruel, and I've read some messed up enemies to lovers tropes. This one was good though. It was much more realistic to me than a lot of the other ones that I've read, and I really liked it. I would read that one again for sure. That was probably my favorite book of this month. I will say I read several books this month and I didn't like most of them, and there weren't many that I would reread. I'm really picky about picking books that like I would actually go back and read again though. You know? So right now I'm reading, if you're curious, I'm reading Saint by Ruby Vincent. It's book number 1 in the Saint and Sinner series. And so I've heard that it's kind of like the Madison Kate series. And so, okay, and I will say it from the beginning had me hooked because it starts off with like this really confusing chapter that ends in murder, and I'm like, okay, I'm intrigued. So I mean, but that's also pretty much how Madison Kate started off. I'm intrigued. So that's what I'm reading right now. So far, I'm only like halfway through chapter 1, but so far it is phenomenal and I cannot wait to see what happens. So anyways, let me know down below what you guys have been reading lately. What genres do you like? And are you on the same side of Book Talk that I'm on? I don't know how I got on that side. I will say though, some of the books that they recommend are just absolute garbage, and some of the books they recommend are pretty good. Let me know down below what you guys are reading. Let me know down below what you've been loving this month, what you've been hating this month, and have you ever tried this IGK FOMO? Okay, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the bigger subscribe button below me. Also, let me know if you want me to keep doing these videos. And do you like the book and movie talk at the end? Is that enjoyable for you? Because I love it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will catch you all next time. Have a great one. Goodbye.